What about grants? Has Knowledge Academy reached out and participated in any type of grant situation?
We have been really pretty successful in going after and securing national level grants. And we've received grants from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation for being a national breakthrough high school. We've received grants from the MacArthur Foundation from our innovative approach called the Educator Innovator Grant. And we've also received a grant from the Walton Family Foundation focused on the different types of things we do with families to get them involved and trained in their education. In addition to that, last year, we were one of the only schools in the state of Tennessee to receive a 3-year grant from the U.S. Department of Education to launch what we call our Center for Personalized Learning, which is a way that we use to kind of connect different businesses to education, like I mentioned before, with the internships and things like that. So we are always going after grants. And this past year, we actually reached out to the University of Memphis Center for Research and Education Policy, and we have worked together to actually submit several different grants that we're waiting to hear back from for this upcoming year. So our pursuit of grants is something that we have done and we will continue to do just to support some of the innovative things that we're doing here.
Of the 6 years that Knowledge Academy has been in existence, and you've had an opportunity to hear many stories from many students and many parents and many faculty and staff, and even yourself, what's the most inspiring story that you've heard?
Wow, so there are so many. So here's the one that I'm going to pick. So every year we hold a education fair that we do in partnership with about 10 universities that are around here in Nashville. And so 2 years ago, one of the parents of our students attended that education fair. When she attended that education fair, she found out about a scholarship at a local university that she didn't know about. She actually got the scholarship, and then she's now in the process of successfully kind of earning her post-secondary degree based on attending our family education fair. So I use that as an example by when we say our focus is families, we really do mean it. And I'd love just to hear her tell the story with just so much excitement and passion about, hey, there are not only opportunities for your child to learn here, but there are also opportunities for you as a parent or for you as an adult to continue your own education. And so we like to make those connections using Knowledge Academies as the center for that. And so that is, in terms of like some of the things that we're looking to do in the future, we're really looking to try to expand the amount of connections that all of our families and even families outside of Knowledge Academies can make to education and bettering their life through credentials and different degrees and all those different types of things.
Well, it's interesting you're talking about staying connected or being connected. Tell me about Stay Connected, KA, Stay Connected.
Yeah, so, and you see I'm changing in my seat, because the great thing about Stay Connected, and it's an example of the type of environment that we like to foster at Knowledge Academies. We learned about the Stay Connected opportunity through a meeting, kind of just like we're having here now with Eric Jordan, where he said, hey, I have this great idea. How can we get our students kind of more interested and engaged in writing, but through their own publication of their own magazine? And so when he presented that idea to me, I began to smile even more, and I was like, yeah, tell me more about this. And so what Stay Connected did for us last year is they organized these kind of workshops that are focused on our themes, which are college, community, creativity, and culture. And so it was a way for us to integrate the themes of our school, but also get our students excited about writing. So we had students write different articles based on those themes. The Connect magazine actually delivered the classes to the students, so they got to see that connection. We did it at the middle and high school level. And the great thing about it is when we had our open house this year for our families, we were able to give every single parent that came into our open house their own kind of preview copy of this all-original magazine, which was written by our students, Stay Connected. So it really the title could not be more. That's the best title that you could have, because it's literally showing the parents, hey, this is how your child is connected to their learning through their writing, through their words, developing their own voice. And so this year we're even looking to taking that single magazine experience to an even greater level with our students.
Now, from your experiences in Alabama to watching some of your male cousins and maybe some of the other people that you had an opportunity to grow up with maybe fall into situations that weren't the best of situations, and not wanting to see that carry on, how is the KA Knowledge Academy and Stay Connected magazine and the other opportunities that are coming along, how are those things going to translate a year from now? What can we see from Knowledge Academy? What kinds of things are you going into moving forward?
Yeah, and this is building on the whole Stay Connect magazine. And so we used our success with the Stay Connect to say, what other partnerships can we do to kind of bring this type of approach to more and more students, to more and more families. So we're in the process now of putting in the work for the launch of what we're calling the KA Connect Center. And the powerful thing about the KA Connect Center, it's all about developing your best self. It's connecting your purpose to service. So that is the mission, is connecting purpose to service. And your purpose, the best way to find that is through your exploration about what you're good, what you're great at, and making those connections there. So we are making connections with internships, we're making connections with businesses, and we're going to be providing the opportunity for our families and for families throughout Middle Tennessee to stay connected, to get connected to credentials that can help them in their career, to different education or higher education degree opportunities. So we're really excited about the groundwork that we're laying for the KA Connect Center. But I think the most powerful thing about it is it all starts with our families. And so we're first allowing our families to see how their students can stay connected, and then we're extending that to them, how they can further their own career and professional aspirations.
So I'm going to ask this question, since we're talking about magazines, which you read.
Yes.
Or they have audio magazines now probably too, but we're going to talk about the ones you read. So since we're talking about reading magazines, help me understand why you read the last book that you read, and what was that book?
Yeah, and so now this is going to have people chuckle. So the last book that I read was just a children's book, and I read it too because my wife and I, we just actually adopted a child. Okay. And so the why behind that is because my son, he's 3 months old. His name is Joshua. So Joshua Ellington Fuller. So we've already started reading to him because we know how powerful just education can be. And so just all of the things that go with the amount of time, the most valuable gift that you can give to your children or anyone is your time. And so there's nothing like sitting down and reading a book with your newborn in this case, or with your child or your children. It's just a nice, helpful practice that you can just do as a parent. And we as a community, we need to do more of that type of thing.
So if there's one thing that you could tell me that would help me to fully understand Art Fuller and what it is you do and why you do it, what would that be?
So I would say the one thing, this is the phrase that I used often with people, is be ready. And so the reason I would say that's a phrase that kind of resonates with me is there's so much work that goes behind the scenes to get ready for opportunities. And so I think the one thing that I would want everyone to know just about me is just there's so much work that's done before we even speak, before this, whatever the event or all those things are. And so all of that is what really matters to making sure that the event or the opportunity or the school, or if you're going after a scholarship or whatever, is successful. You have to put in that hard work when no one else is looking. That's what really counts in being successful.